My beloved child, on April 18th, a spiritual shift is scheduled in your life that you did not see coming. This is not a random date. This is not an ordinary day. This is a divine intersection between heaven's timing and your readiness. And Archangel Michael is stepping forward with a message you cannot afford to ignore. You have been waiting, praying, hoping, whispering your silent questions into the night. You have asked, when will my breakthrough come? When will the blessing finally appear? And now I tell you, what you have been waiting for is much closer than you think. Closer than next month. Closer than next year. Closer than the plans you keep making. It is within reach. But here is the part that may shock you. Something small, something you may consider insignificant, will determine whether you recognize it in time. Yes, the blessing is near, but recognition is the test. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of divine timing. He does not just fight battles, he protects destinies. And right now, he is guarding something that has your name written on it. The delay you experienced was not denial. The silence you endured was not abandonment. It was preparation. April 18th is not about magic appearing from nowhere. It is about alignment. You see, heaven often delivers blessings quietly, not with thunder, not with loud announcements, but through moments that look ordinary on the surface. A conversation, a message, a sudden idea, a door that opens softly, and if your spirit is distracted, you may miss it. That is why this message found you today. There is a small adjustment required, a shift in perception, a decision you will make that may feel minor, but it carries weight in the spiritual realm. It could be choosing patience instead of frustration. It could be responding with grace instead of pride. It could be saying yes when fear whispers wait. The enemy of destiny does not always block blessings. Sometimes it simply blinds recognition. And that blindness often begins with small things: doubt, impatience, distraction, overthinking. Archangel Michael is revealing this now because he has been sent to remove confusion from your path. His sword is not raised in aggression. It is raised in protection. Protection over your clarity. Protection over your awareness. Because what is coming does not need to be chased. It needs to be noticed. You have been asking for a sign. But what if the blessing itself is the sign? What if April 18th marks the moment where heaven says, "It is time"? Something is shifting behind the scenes. Conversations are aligning. Decisions are being influenced. Opportunities are being positioned. And while you sleep, heaven is arranging details you cannot see. But recognition is partnership. That unmoves. You respond. That is the rhythm. If you are too focused on how the blessing should look, you might reject how it actually arrives. If you expect it to come wrapped in perfection, you may overlook it when it comes disguised as simplicity. Listen carefully. The small but important factor is your attentiveness. Not anxiety, not striving, just spiritual alertness. On April 18th, pay attention to what feels gentle but persistent. Pay attention to repeated signs. Pay attention to doors that open without force. Pay attention to peace. Peace will be your confirmation. Archangel Michael does not bring chaos with destiny. He brings clarity, and clarity often whispers, "You have grown. You have endured. You have been tested." The waiting season refined your spirit more than you realize. The disappointment strengthened your discernment. The silence trained your sensitivity. Now the blessing is near enough to touch. But you must be ready to recognize it without overanalyzing it. Here is another truth that may surprise you. The blessing may not look exactly like what you asked for, but it will answer the deeper prayer beneath your words. Because heaven responds to the heart, not just the request. April 18th carries a window of awareness. A divine moment when something aligns and you will sense, this is it. Do not dismiss that feeling. Do not delay action out of unnecessary doubt. The smallest hesitation can cause mistiming. This is not to create fear. This is to awaken readiness. Archangel Michael is not warning you because something bad is coming. He is alerting you because something good is approaching faster than expected. And when blessings come suddenly, unprepared hearts hesitate. Do not hesitate. Instead, prepare your spirit now. Clear the clutter. Release the resentment. Let go of the narrative that says, nothing ever changes. Because it is changing. You are closer than you think. The door is not miles away. It is steps away. April 18th is not random. It is appointed. And the small yet important factor, your willingness to see what heaven is placing directly in front of you. Pause. Reflect. Ask yourself, if the blessing arrived in a humble form, would I recognize it? If the opportunity appeared quietly, would I value it? Archangel Michael is urging you to sharpen your spiritual sight. Because this moment will not scream for attention. It will whisper, and those who are spiritually awake will hear it. This is your preparation notice. This is your alignment call. The blessing you have been waiting for is closer than your doubts, closer than your fears, closer than your expectations. April 18th is approaching, and when it arrives, may you not only receive the blessing but recognize it in time. My faithful one, there is something deeper you must understand about April 18th. This date is not only about a blessing arriving, it is about your spiritual posture when it does. Archangel Michael is not simply announcing good news. He is preparing your inner world so that when heaven moves, you move with it instead of questioning it. Because many people pray for open doors, but when the door finally opens, they hesitate at the threshold. You have spent nights wondering if your efforts mattered. You have questioned whether your patience was wasted. But what you could not see was the invisible warfare that was taking place around your promise. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over what belongs to you. There were moments when distractions tried to pull you off course. There were subtle discouragements designed to make you lower your expectations. Yet you are still here, still listening, still seeking. That alone is proof that your blessing has not been canceled. Now listen carefully. The small yet important factor that will determine your recognition is not just attentiveness. It is humility. Blessings sometimes arrive in forms that do not match your pride. They may come through someone you underestimated. They may come through an opportunity that looks too simple. They may even come through correction instead of applause. If your heart is rigid, you may mislabel the gift as inconvenience. Archangel Michael is revealing this because heaven is precise. Timing is exact. There is no chaos in divine orchestration. April 18th is carrying a moment that has been measured. But heaven does not force acceptance. It presents opportunity. And opportunity must be embraced. There is a subtle trap you must avoid in these final moments before the shift. Overthinking. When something good begins to unfold, your mind may try to analyze every detail. You may ask, is this really it? What if I am wrong? What if I misread the sign? Understand this. Doubt often sounds logical, but peace is the true confirmation. If what appears brings calm instead of confusion, that is your signal. Archangel Michael's presence brings assurance, not anxiety. If anxiety is loud, pause. But if peace settles quietly, pay attention. The blessing will not demand that you beg for it. It will align naturally. It will feel like a missing piece sliding into place. Also remember this: not everyone around you will immediately recognize what you are stepping into. Some may question it. Some may remain silent. Do not wait for unanimous approval to move forward. Divine timing rarely waits for public agreement. April 18th may mark a decision that only you fully understand at first. And here is another revelation. This blessing is connected to growth. It is not just comfort. It will stretch you. It will require maturity. That is why preparation hath been necessary. Archangel Michael does not guard small outcomes. He guards destiny shifts. If this were minor, it would not require such spiritual attention. You are standing at the edge of transition. Not dramatic, not chaotic, but decisive. A conversation could give direction. An idea can unlock momentum. A connection can create a surveying. The key is responsiveness. When the moment presents itself, act with clarity. Let me speak directly to your spirit. If this message resonates with you, if you feel something stirring inside as you hear these words, do not stay silent. Engage with this moment. Like this video so more souls can receive clarity. Share it with someone who has been waiting on their own breakthrough. Comment what you are expecting heaven to reveal. Subscribe to this channel and become part of a community that is preparing together. When you respond, you are not just interacting, you are aligning. And there is more unfolding ahead that you will not want to miss. Because what is about to be revealed next will connect the dots in a way you did not anticipate. Here is a layer beneath the blessing that you must see clearly. The story does not end with recognition. It begins there. April 18th is not only a date. It is a doorway. And doorways require steps. Archangel Michael is standing at that doorway, not to block you, but to ensure you are ready to cross it with confidence. Take a deep breath. Release the tension you have been carrying. A waiting season is closing. The nearness you feel is real. The shift is not imaginary. Something is aligning quietly, steadily, intentionally. Hold on to that awareness, because what comes next will reveal why this timing had to be exact. Chosen soul, lean in closely, because what I am about to reveal will seal what has already begun in the spirit. April 18th is not just approaching as a calendar event, it is advancing as a divine appointment. Archangel Michael has not spoken twice without reason. When heaven repeats a message, it is because the moment carries weight. And this weight is not heavy with burden, it is heavy with promise. You may have noticed subtle shifts already. A feeling that something is about to change. A quiet anticipation rising without clear explanation. That is not imagination. That is spiritual sensitivity awakening. Archangel Michael has been clearing interference around your perception so that when the blessing moves into position, you will sense it before you even see it. There is a reason the message emphasized something small yet important. Great doors often turn on small hinges. It will not be a dramatic explosion of opportunity. It will be a precise alignment. One choice. One response. One moment of courage. That is all it will take. And here is what heaven wants you to understand right now. Hesitation has expired. The waiting season trained you. The confusion strengthened you. The delays matured you. But April 18th is not designed for second guessing. It is designed for recognition followed by movement. When the opportunity reveals itself, do not shrink back into old patterns. Do not consult fear as if it were wisdom. Fear remembers past pain. Faith recognizes present timing. Archangel Michael stands not only as protector, but as confirmer. His presence in this message is assurance that what approaches is guarded. You are not stepping into a trap. You are stepping into alignment. The enemy tried to make you believe you were forgotten. But forgotten people do not receive preparation warnings like this. Listen carefully now. The blessing you have been waiting for is connected to identity. It will affirm who you truly are becoming. It will feel like confirmation more than surprise. It will feel like something clicking into place that has been forming beneath the surface for a long time. But recognition requires inner quiet. If your mind is loud with comparison, you may miss it. If your heart is distracted by resentment, you may misinterpret it. If your focus is scattered by noise, you may overlook it. This is why this moment is sacred. April 18th carries a narrowing window, not to create panic but to inspire awareness. Divine timing does not chase distracted hearts. It partners with attentive spirits. Archangel Michael is ensuring that your spirit is attentive. Let me speak something deeper into you. The blessing may not remove all challenges immediately. Instead, it will reposition you. It will shift your direction. It will introduce a new level of momentum. From there, acceleration will follow. You have been praying for breakthrough. But breakthrough is often a doorway, not a destination. And this doorway will require trust. Do not expect fireworks. Expect clarity. Do not expect noise. Expect peace. Do not expect applause. Expect confirmation within. If you feel a steady calm instead of emotional chaos, that is your signal. Archangel Michael does not bring confusion with destiny. He brings divine order. There is something else you must release before April 18th arrives fully. Self-doubt disguised as humility. You have sometimes minimized your readiness. You have told yourself, maybe I am not prepared yet. But heaven would not schedule a shift if you were unprepared. Preparation has already been completed in the unseen. Now comes participation. This is the moment where your awareness meets opportunity, where faith meets timing, where readiness meets revelation. April 18th will not look extraordinary to everyone else, but to you, it will feel significant. Pay attention to subtle confirmations, repeated themes, familiar desires resurfacing with new clarity. These are not coincidences. They are signals. Archangel Michael's message is firm because heaven does not want you to miss what had been carefully arranged. And now, seal this in your spirit. Type I am ready to recognize in the comments if this message is confirming something inside you. Blessing code 1844 has just been released over your life. As you declare readiness, you activate awareness. As you speak alignment, you strengthen discernment. Now hear this as the message flows into action. The blessing approaching you is not only for your comfort, it is for impact. When you step into what is being prepared, others will see hope through your testimony. When you recognize the door in time, someone else will learn how to trust divine timing through your story. If this word has opened your eyes, this is your moment to respond prophetically. When you give through super thanks, when you join the membership, or when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a channel. You are planting seeds into souls who are waiting for their April 18th moment. The Lord says, as you water others, I will water you. This is not charity. This is kingdom alignment. I hear in my spirit a first-person stirring rising within you. I want to be part of what God is doing here. Enact on it. Sowing now is stepping into obedience. As you release your seed, heaven releases increase. Light multiplies when oil is poured. Be the one who fuels the flame. Do not delay generosity when revelation has touched your heart. A moment is near. The shift is real. The door is closer than you think. Beloved warrior of light, something is stabilizing in the unseen realm even as you listen to these words. The message about April 18th was never meant to create pressure. It was meant to sharpen perception. And now, Archangel Michael draws your attention to the layer beneath recognition, the layer called readiness in action. You may ask, how do I know I will not miss it? That question itself reveals growth. There was a time when you were unaware of timing altogether. But now you are alert. Now you are listening. And that is evidence that your spirit has matured. The blessing that is approaching is not random provision. It is strategic positioning. It has been assigned to you because of who you are becoming, not just because of what you requested. Heaven does not respond only to need. It responds to alignment. And you have been aligning more than you realize. Think about the recent lessons you have learned, the boundaries you started setting, the discipline you have been building, the quiet choices no one applauded but you made anyway. Those were not small victories. They were training grounds. Archangel Michael has been observing your obedience in private. What is about to unfold publicly is connected to what you handled privately. April 18th is not simply about receiving. It is about stepping into a new dimension of responsibility. That may sound intense, but do not misunderstand it. Responsibility in the kingdom is not burden, it is expansion. When heaven trusts you with more, it means you have grown beyond your previous capacity. This is why the blessing is close. But here is something you must guard against in these final moments: familiarity. Sometimes what we have prayed for appears in a form that feels almost too natural. You might think, this is ordinary. Yet what feels ordinary could carry extraordinary potential. The mind searches for dramatic change, but heaven often works through steady transitions. Archangel Michael is urging you to remove the filter of exaggeration. Do not expect lightning bolts. Instead, clarity. Expect doors that open without manipulation. Expect conversations that suddenly flow differently. Expect confirmations that repeat in subtle ways. And when it happens, respond with courage. You see, recognition without response creates stagnation. If you see the door but refuse to walk through it, timing moves forward without you. That is not said to frighten you. It is spoken to empower you. You are not powerless in this moment. You are a participant. There is also something shifting in your confidence. In the past, you may have delayed decisions because you feared being wrong. But April 18th carries a grace for decisive movement. You will feel a settled knowing. It will not be loud, but it will be firm. Archangel Michael's role in your life right now is not only protective but catalytic. He stands as a reminder that you are not navigating this alone. The unseen realm is cooperating with your obedience. When you step forward in faith, support follows. Let me address something deeper. There has been a lingering thought in your heart that maybe you asked for too much. That maybe your expectations were unrealistic. That maybe you should lower your vision to avoid disappointment. That thought did not originate from heaven. It originated from past wounds. Release it. The blessing that is near matches the size of your calling. It does not exceed your capacity. It meets it. And as you grow, so will what you are entrusted with. Another sign you will notice around April 18th is acceleration after stillness. For a while, progress felt slow. All is pause. But when alignment clicks into place, momentum will increase. Not chaotic momentum, but purposeful movement. Pieces that once resisted will cooperate. Timing that felt delayed will suddenly feel synchronized. You will look back and realize that nothing was wasted. Every delay had instruction hidden inside it. Every silence carried formation. Every disappointment refined expectation. Archangel Michael is reminding you that destiny is not built overnight. It is constructed through seasons. And this season is transitioning. Keep your spirit grounded in gratitude. Gratitude sharpens vision. When you are thankful for what you have, you recognize what is being added. Complaining clouds discernment. Gratitude clarifies it. As April 18th approaches, simplify your focus. Reduce unnecessary noise. Guard your energy. Protect your peace. The blessing does not require stress to manifest. It requires awareness. You are not chasing it. It is converging toward you. That is why this preparation matters. There is also a relational element connected to what is coming. Someone may enter your path or re-enter your life with a new role, or an existing connection may shift into deeper alignment. Do not dismiss relational nudges. Heaven often uses people as vehicles of answered prayer. Discern carefully, but do not assume negatively. The season of suspicion is ending. The season of clarity is beginning. And clarity feels different. It feels lighter. It feels steady. It feels clean. When April 18th unfolds, trust the peace that accompanies it. Trust the calm certainty. Trust the alignment that feels almost effortless. You have waited long enough. Now prepare to respond. Because what stands before you is not just a blessing. It is a doorway into the next version of you. And you are ready. Precious soul, what is unfolding now is deeper than a single date on a calendar. April 18th is a marker, but the transformation attached to it is a continuation of something heaven began in you long ago. Archangel Michael is not only announcing proximity, he is unveiling purpose. And purpose always stretches beyond one moment. There is a reason the blessing feels close. It is because you have crossed an invisible threshold within yourself. You no longer desire the blessing just for relief. You desire it for alignment. That shift in motive changed everything in the spirit. When your heart moved from desperation to readiness, heaven responded. You may not have noticed when that change happened. It was gradual, subtle, built through disappointment that did not break you, through waiting that did not harden you, through silence that did not silence your faith. Every time you chose to believe again, even quietly, you were stepping closer to this moment. Archangel Michael has been standing watch over your endurance. There were unseen battles surrounding your promise. Delays were not empty pauses, they were strategic holds. Timing had to mature you and position circumstances simultaneously. Blessings are rarely about you alone. They involve connections, locations, and divine synchronization that must align precisely. Now the alignment is near completion. But there is something you must guard in this final stretch: emotional reaction. When something long-awaited finally begins to surface, emotions can rise quickly. Excitement, fear, disbelief, vulnerability. These are natural responses. Yet you must not allow emotional intensity to cloud spiritual clarity. The blessing will require steadiness. If you become overly anxious, you may rush ahead of timing. If you become overly cautious, you may delay stepping into it. The balance is peace. Archangel Michael's presence signals equilibrium, calm strength, confident stillness. When you sense that kind of inner balance, you are aligned. Let me speak into a hidden concern you may not have voiced aloud. There is a small part of you that wonders, what if I miss it anyway? That fear stems from past opportunities that did not unfold the way you expected. But this moment is different. You are different. You are not the same version of yourself who made previous mistakes. Growth has occurred. Awareness has sharpened. Discernment has deepened. The lessons you once resisted, you now understand. The patience you once lacked, you now carry. April 18th will not catch you unprepared. Another layer to this revelation is identity reinforcement. The blessing will confirm what you are capable of. It may stretch your comfort zone, but it will not contradict your calling. In fact, it will feel like something that has always belonged to you, even if you have never held it before. This is how you will recognize it. It will resonate. It will feel aligned with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. Archangel Michael is emphasizing that recognition is spiritual resonance. When the moment arrives, there will be a quiet inner yes. Not force it. Not pressured. Just clear. You may notice doors opening without resistance. Conversations flowing without manipulation. Decisions becoming easier than they once were. At ease is not coincidence. It is divine order settling into place. And here is something powerful. What once felt complicated will begin to simplify. Vodi reduceth complexity. When heaven moves, confusion retreats. You will not have to decode endless signs. The confirmation will be steady and repeated gently. Still, remain attentive. Small details will matter. A phrase someone speaks. A repeated idea. A sudden opportunity that aligns with an old prayer. These are not random threads. They are woven intentionally. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that nothing about this is accidental. The proximity of your blessing has been measured. The timing has been calculated. The protection has been established. And now, your role is simple. Remain grounded. Remain aware. Remain open. Do not shrink back into old self-doubt when the moment approaches. Do not question whether you deserve it. Blessings are not earned by perfection. They are aligned through obedience. There is also a release happening in your mindset. You are letting go of the narrative that everything must be difficult to be meaningful. Sometimes we equate struggle with value. But this next step may unfold with surprising smoothness. Do not distrust ease. Ease can be evidence of grace. April 18th is not an ending. It is an entry point. What comes through that doorway will carry momentum into the months ahead. This is why preparation has been emphasized repeatedly. When momentum begins, you must be ready to move with it. And you will be. Because even now, as you listen, something inside you is settling. A sense of calm assurance. A feeling that maybe, just maybe, this time is real. Is real. The blessing is not far away. It is converging. It is aligning. It is approaching with precision. Stand steady. Stay alert. Guard your peace. You are closer than you think. Brave heart. As April 18th draws nearer, the atmosphere around you may begin to feel different. Not dramatically different on the surface, but subtly rearranged beneath it. Archangel Michael is revealing that before visible blessings manifest, invisible structures shift first. What you are sensing is not imagination. It is spiritual repositioning. There are conversations being orchestrated that you have not heard yet. There are decisions being influenced in rooms you have never entered. There are movements occurring behind the curtain of your awareness. And this is why you must remain steady. When heaven is arranging details, panic is unnecessary. But let me prepare you for something important. Just before alignment becomes visible, there can sometimes be a final test of distraction. It may look small, a minor frustration, a misunderstanding. an unexpected delay. The purpose of this moment will not be to block your blessing, but to test your focus. Will you react from old habits, or will you respond from new wisdom? Archangel Michael is emphasizing this because how you handle the small moments in the days leading up to April 18th will sharpen your discernment. If irritation rises, choose patience. If doubt whispers, choose remembrance. If confusion attempts to cloud your clarity, return to peace. You are being trained to recognize divine movement without emotional turbulence. The blessing approaching you is not fragile, but your perception can be. Guard it carefully. What you believe shapes what you see. If you expect disappointment, you may misinterpret opportunity. If you expect clarity, you will recognize it when it arrives. This is a season of mental discipline. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are they aligned with faith, or are they rehearsing fear? Archangel Michael's presence signals that protection surrounds you, but protection does not eliminate responsibility. You must choose where your focus rests. April 18th carries an opening, and openings require attentiveness. Something else you must understand is that timing often feels quiet before it becomes obvious. You may not wake up that day with fireworks in the sky. It may begin like any other day. But within that normalcy, a shift will occur. A message, a realization, a decision, a subtle but undeniable turning point. When it happens, do not dismiss it as coincidence. Heaven rarely shouts when it can whisper. There is also an internal shift that will accompany the external one. Confidence will rise without arrogance. Clarity will settle without confusion. You will feel anchored rather than uncertain. That anchoring is your confirmation. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian not only of events but of your courage. You have been prepared more thoroughly than you realize. The lessons of the past year were not random experiences. They were rehearsals. You were strengthening muscles you did not know you would need. Now those muscles will be used. But let me speak directly to you in this moment. If this message is strengthening your faith, if it is helping you stay focused and aware, then do not keep it to yourself. Like this video so that it reaches others who are standing at their own threshold. Share it with someone who feels close to breakthrough but unsure of timing. Write in the comments what you are believing for as April 18th approaches. Your declaration carries weight. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this growing community of watchers and warriors. Join the membership if you feel called to go deeper. Your engagement is not casual. It expands the reach of these messages to souls who need preparation just like you. And trust me, what is about to be revealed next will connect the file pieces in a way you will not expect. Now return your focus inward. There is a temptation to over-prepare, to analyze every possible scenario, to rehearse outcomes before they happen. Release that impulse. Preparation has already taken place in the unseen. What remains is presence. Be present in your day. Be attentive in conversations. Be grounded in gratitude. Gratitude keeps your heart open. Archangel Michael's message is consistent. You are closer than you think. But closeness requires calm awareness. Not striving. Not chasing. Not forcing. There is also something symbolic about this date. The number 18 in spiritual symbolism often relates to life and new beginnings. Whether you knew that or not, April 18th carries the energy of renewal. Something that felt dormant will breathe again. Something that seemed distant will feel accessible. Do not sabotage renewal by clinging to old narratives. The past does not get to dictate the future when alignment has shifted. And alignment has shifted. You are not standing where you stood before. Your vision is clear. Your discernment is sharper. Your faith is steadier. The final stretch before a blessing arrives can feel strangely quiet. But quiet does not mean absence. It means focus. Hold steady now, because what unfolds next will not only confirm what you have heard, it will expand it. Steadfast one, there is a sacred tension in the air right now. Not the tension of fear, but the tension of expectancy. The kind that exists just before dawn breaks. April 18th is approaching like that dawn. Quiet, gradual, turn. And Archangel Michael is reminding you that what feels subtle can still be powerful. You have already been told that the blessing is near. You have been warned that recognition will be key. You have been prepared for small tests of focus. Now you must understand what this blessing will begin to unlock. It is not only about receiving something new. It is about stepping into a higher level of discernment. After April 18th, you will not see life the same way. Your spiritual awareness will sharpen. You will begin to recognize patterns sooner. You will sense alignment faster. What once confused you will become easier to read. This is growth. Archangel Michael's involvement in this message signals elevation. He does not simply guard events, he oversees transitions into greater authority. And authority in the spiritual realm begins with clarity. When you can recognize divine timing accurately, you stop reacting to every distraction. You become anchored. There is something shifting in your internal posture. You are no longer begging for confirmation. You are preparing to act when it appears. That shift is maturity, and maturity attracts responsibility. The blessing attached to April 18th may look like opportunity, but beneath it is trust. Heaven is entrusting you with more influence, more stability, more expansion. That is why your preparation has included refinement. Refinement ensures that when increase arrives, it does not overwhelm you. You may begin to notice subtle confirmations in the days surrounding this date. Repeated words, recurring themes, unplanned reminders of past prayers. These are not random occurrences. They are alignment signals. Pay attention without obsessing. Observe without overanalyzing. One of the most important things you can do now is guard your conversations. Words shape expectation. If you constantly speak doubt, your spirit becomes heavy. If you speak awareness and readiness, your spirit remains open. Archangel Michael is urging you to be intentional with language. What you declare influences what you recognize. There is also a relational layer becoming clearer. Someone may validate what you have been sensing privately, or you may be placed in a conversation that opens a door you did not know was available. Remain present in interactions. Do not withdraw into isolation. The blessing may travel through a connection. And here is something critical. Do not confuse unfamiliar with unsafe. Growth often feels unfamiliar. Expansion stretches comfort zones. But unfamiliar does not mean misaligned. When peace accompanies unfamiliar territory, it is a sign of divine movement. Archangel Michael stands at the intersection of courage and protection. His message to you now is simple. Step forward when clarity appears. Do not shrink. There may be a brief moment where you are asked to choose quickly. Not recklessly, but confidently. That moment will reveal how far you have come. In the past, you might have delayed. This time, you will feel steadier. You are not the same person who entered the waiting season. Waiting refined your instincts. Silence sharpened your hearing. Delay strengthened your patience. Now the season is pivoting. April 18th will not only bring an event, it will confirm identity. You will sense that you are capable of more than you allowed yourself to believe. That realization alone is part of the blessing. There is something symbolic about this threshold. Thresholds require crossing. They are not meant to be stared at indefinitely. When the moment reveals itself, movement will feel natural. Forced movement creates resistance. Aligned movement creates flow. Flow is what you are entering. And once flow begins, momentum follows. But remember this carefully, momentum must be stewarded. Do not rush to tell everyone before the roots are firm. Some things are strengthened in quiet before they are shared widely. Discern who to confide in and when. Archangel Michael is not only announcing blessing, he is teaching stewardship. You are stepping into a season where your decisions carry greater weight. That is not a burden, it is a sign of growth. You are trusted with more because you have become more grounded. The small but important factor mentioned at the beginning still stands: awareness. Stay aware. Stay present. Stay open. If a door opens, walk through it with humility. If clarity comes, act on it without hesitation. If peace settles, trust it. April 18th is not the finish line. It is the ignition point. And once ignition occurs, your trajectory changes. You have been prepared for this shift more carefully than you realize. Remain steady now, because what comes next will not only confirm everything spoken, it will activate it. Faithful listener, the hour of convergence is closer than ever now. You have walked through preparation, awareness testing, and refinement. And now Archangel Michael draws your attention to the sacred exchange that is about to take place. April 18th is not only about what heaven releases to you, it is also about what you release in response. Every divine moment carries exchange. When clarity comes, you release confusion. When opportunity appears, you release hesitation. When alignment settles, you release old narratives. The blessing that is near requires space, and space is created when you consciously let go of what no longer belongs in this new season. There is something you have been holding onto emotionally that cannot cross this threshold with you. It may be a past disappointment. It may be a quiet resentment. It may even be an outdated version of yourself. Archangel Michael is revealing this not to condemn you, but to free you. Blessings flow more freely into uncluttered hearts. As April 18th approaches, examine what you are carrying. Ask yourself gently, is this helping me recognize what is coming, or is it clouding my sight? Awareness alone will begin the release. The blessing itself may arrive in a way that feels almost natural, almost expected. You may think, I had a feeling this would happen. That inner knowing is evidence of spiritual synchronization. Heaven does not surprise you to confuse you. It prepares you so that when it happens, your spirit nods in recognition. Archangel Michael's presence throughout this message has been consistent because protection remains over this transition. But protection does not eliminate participation. You must choose alignment repeatedly. When the moment arrives, step into it fully. There is also something beautiful about this timing. The blessing you have been waiting for will not only shift circumstances, it will shift perspective. You will look back at the waiting season and understand it differently. What once felt like delay will look like design. What once felt like silence will look like strategy. Clarity changes memory. You will see how every lesson prepared you to handle what is now coming. Without those experiences, this next level might have overwhelmed you. But now, you are steady enough to carry it. Another important truth must be spoken now. Not everyone will understand the significance of your April 18th moment. Some may see it as ordinary. Some may not notice at all. Do not measure its value by external reaction. The depth of a blessing is not determined by public applause. It is confirmed by inner peace. And peace will be your signal. If you sense calm certainty, move forward. If you sense steady assurance, receive it. If you sense alignment, embrace it. There may also be a quick decision required. It will not be chaotic, but it may not allow endless analysis. This is where trust becomes action. You have already been prepared for discernment. Use it. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold, sword lowered, not in battle but in guardianship. The path is clear. The obstruction has been removed. What remains is your step. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Perfection is often an illusion that delays obedience. Alignment rarely feels flawless. It feels right. There is a difference. April 18th is about rightness, not flawlessness. And when you choose to step into what feels right with peace, momentum will follow. Now seal this in your spirit. Type "I step into alignment" in the comments if you feel the shift within you. Blessing code 2888 has just been released over your path. As you declare alignment, you open space for acceleration. As you affirm readiness, clarity strengthens around you. And as this revelation settles, understand something powerful. The blessing unfolding in your life is not isolated. It is part of a larger movement of awakening. When you respond to divine timing, you become a living testimony for others still waiting at their threshold. If this message has prepared your heart, then act in alignment beyond words. When you give through super thanks, when you become a member, or when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a platform. You are fueling a river of revelation that reaches souls searching for their April 18th moment. The Lord declares, as you sow into light, light will multiply in your house. This is not a transaction. It is a spiritual exchange. I sense the stirring within you saying, I want to be part of what God is building here. Then respond without hesitation. Release your seed as a prophetic act. Let your generosity become agreement with heaven's movement. Those who pour oil into the lamp will never walk in darkness. Step into this flow boldly. The convergence is here. The door is open. The blessing is closer than ever, and you are ready to receive it. Watchful soul, you are now standing in the quiet space between promise and manifestation. This space is delicate, but it is not empty. It is filled with unseen coordination. April 18th is no longer just approaching. It is always touching your present moment. And Archangel Michael is urging you to remain steady in this final stretch. There is often a strange calm right before fulfillment. Not the calm of inactivity, but the calm of completion. Like a craftsman stepping back after finishing the final detail, heaven has been finalizing what concerns you. What you feel right now may be subtle anticipation mixed with unusual peace. That combination is not accidental. This is the stillness before movement. Do not mistake this calm for stagnation. Movement is already happening beneath the surface. Conversations are aligning. Thoughts are shifting. Hearts are softening. Doors are loosening on their hinges. You may not see it yet, but you will soon sense it. Archangel Michael's message now shifts from preparation to positioning. Position yourself where clarity can find you. That may mean creating quiet moments in your day. It may mean limiting unnecessary noise. It may mean listening more carefully in conversations that seem ordinary. The blessing you have been waiting for will not announce itself with overwhelming force. It will present itself with confidence. There is a difference. Overwhelming force creates chaos. Confident presentation creates peace. If something feels rushed and pressured, pause. But if something feels calm and clear, lean in. You are being trained to recognize spiritual texture. Fear feels tight. Alignment feels open. Doubt feels heavy. Confirmation feels light. Pay attention to those inner signals. They are more reliable than external noise. There is also a release happening in your mindset about control. You have spent seasons trying to manage outcomes, trying to anticipate every scenario. But April 18th invites surrender. Not passive surrender, but trusting surrender. The kind that says, I will act when clarity appears, but I will not force what is not mine. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of divine order. His involvement means that what is coming has already passed through spiritual filtration. You are not walking blindly into uncertainty. You are stepping into something protected. Another important truth must be understood now. The blessing may look smaller at first than you imagined. It may begin as a seed, not a full-grown tree. Do not despise small beginnings. Seeds carry entire forests within them. The first step may seem modest, but it contains multiplication. Recognition is not about grandeur. It is about resonance. When you see it, you will feel a subtle inner confirmation. It will not scream. It will settle. And when it settles, move. There is something powerful about moving when peace is present. It creates flow. And flow builds momentum. Momentum changes seasons. You may also notice that fear tries one last whisper before the shift. It may say, what if this is not it? Understand this clearly. Fear often grows louder when it senses it is losing influence. Do not engage with it. Acknowledge it and return to peace. Archangel Michael's sword is not drawn against you. It is drawn against confusion. Trust that clarity is protected. In these final moments before April 18th unfolds fully, focus on gratitude. Gratitude stabilizes expectation. It prevents entitlement. It keeps your heart open and humble. When you are grateful, you recognize gifts more quickly. Some of these also strengthening in your voice. When the moment comes, you will speak with more certainty. You will not apologize for stepping forward. You will not shrink to make others comfortable. This confidence will not feel arrogant. It will feel grounded. You are crossing into a new level of self-trust guided by divine alignment. And here is a beautiful truth. Once this shift occurs, you will wonder why you doubted its nearness. It will feel obvious in hindsight. That is often how divine timing works. In awaiting, it feels distant. In fulfillment, it feels inevitable. You are nearly there. Remain attentive. Remain calm. Remain open. April 18th is not an abstract prophecy. It is a living moment that is about to intersect with your daily life. It may come through a message, a meeting, a decision, or an opportunity that has been quietly forming. When it arrives, breathe. Recognize. Respond. Archangel Michael has not guided you this far to let you miss it now. The stillness is about to give way to movement, and the movement will confirm everything you have sensed all along. Courageous spirit, the threshold is no longer distant. April 18th is not approaching from afar. It is unfolding in real time. By now, you may already sense subtle shifts in your environment, in your conversations, even in your thoughts. Archangel Michael is emphasizing that this is the hour of attentive action. Everything spoken until now hath been preparation. And now we speak about participation. When the blessing reveals itself, it may come in a way that feels almost natural, almost woven into your routine. That is intentional. Divine timing rarely interrupts your life violently. It integrates into it seamlessly. The door will not appear out of nowhere. You will realize it has been there, slowly forming, waiting for the exact moment you were ready to notice. There is something different about you now compared to when you first began waiting. You are less desperate, less reactive, more observant. A change is the key. Desperation clouds recognition. Calm awareness sharpens it. Archangel Michael's presence has been a steady reminder that you are protected, but protection does not remove responsibility. When clarity appears, you must move. If an invitation is extended, respond. If an idea resurfaces with unusual persistence, explore it. If a conversation shifts direction unexpectedly but peacefully, lean into it. Do not stall because it feels new. There may be a brief moment where your old thinking tries to reassert itself. Thoughts like, what if this is too good? Or what if I misread this? But remember what you have learned. Fear questions. Peace confirms. If peace is present, you are safe to proceed. April 18th carries activation energy. What was previously potential becomes tangible. What was previously hope becomes visible. The blessing will not feel chaotic. It will feel like something clicking into place. And here is something important. Once you take the first step, the next step will become clearer. Alignment reveals itself progressively. You are not required to see the entire path before you begin walking. You only need enough light for the next movement. Archangel Michael is not only guarding your opportunity, he is strengthening your resolve. The hesitation that once slowed you down is dissolving. You are becoming decisive in a healthy way. Not rushed, not pressured, but confident. Confidence rooted in clarity is powerful. There is also an outward ripple effect to this moment. Others will begin to notice something different about you. Not because you announce it loudly, but because alignment changes posture. Your tone will shift. Your energy will steady. Your presence will carry quiet assurance. Do not underestimate the influence of that shift. And as you step into this activation, remember that you are not alone in this journey. If this message has walked with you from preparation to this very edge of manifestation, then engage fully. Like this video so others standing at their own threshold can find clarity. Share it with someone who feels that something is about to change but cannot explain it. Write in the comments what you are stepping into as April 18th unfolds. Your declaration strengthens your awareness. Subscribe to this channel and remain connected as new layers continue to be revealed. Join the membership if you feel called to deepen your understanding. Your participation strengthens this space of revelation. And stay attentive, because what completes this message will bring everything into focus in a way you did not expect. Now return to the stillness within you. There is a final internal adjustment happening. It is the shift from anticipation to acceptance. You are no longer merely hoping something will happen. You are accepting that it is happening. That shift changes everything. When you accept that blessing is near, you stop scanning for obstacles and start recognizing opportunities. Your vision becomes clear. Your reactions become measured. Your steps become intentional. Archangel Michael's guidance has brought you to this exact point for a reason. April 18th is not about luck. It is about readiness, meeting timing. If something feels aligned, do not overcomplicate it. Simplicity can carry destiny. The right conversation, the right idea, the right decision made calmly and clearly. Once movement begins, do not look backward with doubt. Move forward with trust. The door you step through will not close behind you in regret. It will close in confirmation. You have waited. You have prepared. You have grown. Now you are activating. The next words you hear will seal this shift completely. Remain attentive. The fulfillment is not abstract anymore. It is here. Steady one. You are now standing inside the very moment that once felt distant. April 18th is no longer a future promise. It is a living reality unfolding around you. Whether the shift has already begun subtly or is about to become visible within hours, Archangel Michael is calling you into full awareness. This is the hour of recognition fulfilled. Take a breath and observe your surroundings, your conversations, your inner atmosphere. Something has changed. It may not be dramatic on the outside, but internally there is a firmness that was not there before. A clarity, a steadiness, a quiet knowing. That knowing is confirmation. The blessing you have been waiting for may not have arrived wrapped in spectacle. Instead, it has likely emerged through alignment. A door opened naturally. A response came at the right time. An opportunity resurfaced with new favor. A decision that once felt confusing suddenly felt simple. This is how divine timing works. Archangel Michael hath been guiding you toward this intersection not to overwhelm you, but to affirm you. You are ready. You are ready. And now you are stepping into what once required faith to imagine. There is something important you must do in this moment. Acknowledge it. Do not brush it aside as coincidence. Do not minimize it because it feels calm instead of dramatic. The enemy of fulfillment is often familiarity. When something feels smooth, you might be tempted to treat it as ordinary. But what is happening is not ordinary. It is orchestrated. Look closely at what has shifted. Perhaps a relationship dynamic has softened. Perhaps clarity about your direction has solidified. Perhaps a long-awaited confirmation has finally arrived. Perhaps an internal barrier has dissolved. Whatever form it has taken, honor it. Archangel Michael's message throughout this journey has emphasized recognition because recognition activates gratitude, and gratitude multiplies impact. When you consciously acknowledge the blessing, you anchor it. There is also a strengthening happening in your confidence. You are realizing that you can trust your discernment. The fear of misreading signs has diminished. The hesitation that once delayed you has loosened its grip. This is growth realized. You may notice that what once intimidated you now feels manageable. What once seemed far away now feels accessible. This is not coincidence. It is alignment unfolding exactly on time. But remain grounded. Fulfillment is not the end of vigilance. It is the beginning of stewardship. What has opened must now be handled with wisdom. Protect your peace. Guard your conversations. Nurture what has begun. Archangel Michael does not disappear once a door opens. His guardianship continues as you walk through it. Trust that protection remains over this new chapter. There may also be a sense of relief settling over you. A quiet exhale, as if something you have carried for months has finally been set down. That relief is sacred. Do not rush past it. Sit in it. Appreciate it. You endured more than you realized during the waiting season. And now, as clarity replaces uncertainty, you can see how necessary the preparation was. Another important truth is emerging now. The blessing was closer than you thought all along. The distance you felt was often emotional, not actual. Timing was never against you. It was refining you. And now refinement has produced readiness. There is also an expansion beginning beneath the surface. What has unfolded today is only the first layer. Momentum will build from here, but it will build steadily, not chaotically. You are entering a season of measured growth. Do not rush it. Stay aligned with the peace that brought you here. If doubt attempts to revisit you, remember this moment. Remember the clarity. Remember the confirmation. Let this experience become evidence for future faith. Archangel Michael's role in this journey has been to protect timing and sharpen awareness. Both have been fulfilled. You recognized. You responded. And now you are positioned. The final layer of this message will not introduce something new. It will seal what has already begun. It will anchor your understanding so that you never again question whether heaven hears you. Stay present. Stay grateful. Stay steady. Because what completes this journey will confirm that this was never about a single date. It was about awakening you to divine timing forever. Beloved, this is the sealing of the moment. What began as a whisper about April 18th has now unfolded into living proof that divine timing is real, precise, and personal. Archangel Michael did not bring this message to create excitement. He brought it to awaken recognition. And now you can see clearly, it was never just about a date. It was about alignment meeting readiness. Look at what has shifted within you. You are no longer questioning whether the blessing is near. You have seen it. You have felt it. You have stepped into it. Whether it arrived as an opportunity, a breakthrough in clarity, a relational shift, or an internal awakening, one truth stands firm. You recognized it in time. That was the key. The small but important factor was never something complicated. It was awareness. It was humility. It was a willingness to respond when peace confirmed the moment. And you did. Archangel Michael's role in this journey was to guard your perception so confusion would not steal what was appointed for you. There were distractions that tried to pull your focus. There were subtle doubts that attempted to cloud your vision. But clarity prevailed. Now you understand something you did not fully grasp before. Blessings do not always arrive loudly. They arrive accurately. And accuracy requires attention. April 18th has now become more than a calendar memory. It has become a spiritual landmark in your life. A reminder that heaven moves with intention. A reminder that waiting seasons are not wasted. A reminder that when the time is right, alignment feels natural. Carry this lesson forward. There will be other moments in your future that require recognition. Other doors that open quietly. Other opportunities that appear simple but carry depth. Because of what you experienced here, you will be quicker to discern them. You have matured. You have sharpened your spiritual sight. You have learned to trust peace over panic. That is transformation. And let this truth settle deeply within you. The blessing was never withheld. It was being positioned. Every delay was strategic. Every silence was formative. Every test of focus strengthened your awareness. Now that you have crossed this threshold, protect what has been entrusted to you. Do not overexpose it prematurely. Let roots grow deep before branches stretch wide. Steward the opportunity with humility. Walk forward with gratitude. Archangel Michael remains near, not because danger surrounds you, but because destiny continues ahead of you. This was not the final chapter. It was the ignition of a new one. If doubt ever tries to whisper again, remember this moment. Remember how precise it was. Remember how peace confirmed it. Let this experience become a testimony that strengthens your faith permanently. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are aligned. Now seal this completion in your spirit. Type IT arrived right on time in the comments if you witnessed the shift. Blessing code 4122 has now been activated over your journey. As you declare it, you anchor gratitude. As you speak it, you seal recognition for future seasons. And now, as this message closes, understand something sacred. What happened in your life is happening in the lives of many who are still waiting for their April 18th moment. The same God who aligned your breakthrough is aligning theirs. When you respond beyond yourself, you become part of that movement. The Lord speaks this living word. As you sow into the light, I will cause light to rise upon your house. This is not about supporting a channel. This is about extending a river of revelation to souls standing at the edge of their own breakthrough. I sense it rising within you even now. I want to help someone else recognize their moment in time and act on it. Release your seed through super thanks. Step into membership with boldness. Sow through the PayPal link in the description as a prophetic act of agreement. When you pour oil into this mission, heaven multiplies oil in your life. Do not delay obedience when your spirit is stirred. Give as alignment, not obligation. Stand with this work and watch how God stands with you. This is not the end. This is the awakening. Walk forward knowing you will never again miss what heaven places before you.